I'm Joe Zikas. I'm from New Home Notebook. I'm sitting here with an old friend, David Hall, who's Vice President and Managing Broker of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, Lincoln Park Plaza office.
Yes.
You mentioned the notion that people were attaching more to investment value than to living value. One of the things I saw out of that is that people started moving out into areas that they...
Or the exurbs.
or the slums or the second-tier neighborhoods, or they started pioneering in places and venturing out and kind of swallowing the neighborhood and looking for the investment value. What's going to happen with those neighborhoods? Are they going to...
Well, what I've seen, I mean, historically, what's happened, at least in my real estate lifetime, is that that's happened before, and that if in the city, for instance, at Lincoln Park, we all know that Lincoln Park is kind of where the urban regentrification and urban renewal began back in the late 50s, early 60s, and it spread north along the lakefront, and it spread
until it hit uptown, and then it kind of stopped.
Exactly, until it got to kind of Lawrence, and then it stopped there, or maybe Montrose, and it stopped there for a long time. And it also spread west until it got to the Kennedy, and then it stopped there for a long time. And Bucktown kind of went through spurts and stops, and there would be a lot of activity in Bucktown. Then the market would slow down, and things would contract, and then it would get busy again, and then it would contract. So that's also part of the natural process of things, I think, is that things grow outwards or upwards, and then they contract back. But again, I go back to the issue of long-term, and real estate's long-term. It's not for today and tomorrow. I have to look at it at least as 5 years. That the building stock in many of these neighborhoods is great building stock, good buildings, good neighborhoods, good transportation, good infrastructure, and I think they will come back too. But the problem is when people buy it today and need or have to sell it tomorrow. That doesn't work very well in real estate.
You're an investor in real estate,
right? Absolutely.
Where do you see the opportunities in today's market?
I think. Well, I've always liked small investment properties. I love 3 flats, and I like that because I think historically they've held their value well.
People like them in Chicago.
And they like, it's a nice way to live in the city.
You find a 6 flat, they love 6 flats.
Right. It's what I've always lived in the city. I like that kind of living. I like having upstairs and downstairs neighbors. So for me, that's why I like that kind of, and so I like owning that kind of real estate. In terms of neighborhoods, I think that I always have believed that the transportation line, the rapid transit lines, that if you follow the rapid transit lines through the city, that within a few blocks either side of those stations and those lines are always going to be okay, that they're going to do well. I think that we need to get over or get past the notion that a get rich quick, that I can buy something and it's going to appreciate 100% in 2 years. It's just not going to happen anymore. Real estate is a long-term deal.
For a while, it could happen again.
It could happen again.
Years down the road.
Absolutely, probably will, but it's not going to be soon. We have a lot of correction to go through. But the reasons to own real estate are long-term. I always say that owning real estate is like long-term relationship. It's like marriage. Don't get married if you're going to get divorced tomorrow.
Not too many people have taken your advice.
I know. And don't buy real estate.
That's kind of losing cause.
Right, and don't buy real estate if you need to sell it tomorrow. Rent.